Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about dating in the gay community. Now mind you, this is a rant, so I'm going to be talking about the negatives of dating within the gay community. So let's just get right into it, because bitch, I got a lot to say. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the fact that everyone is a hoe. And no, I'm not serious when I'm calling everyone a hoe. My point that I'm trying to make is that everything is very sex related and it's sex oriented, and that is a huge issue. I feel like it's very evident that for a lot of people in our community, they aren't really looking for commitment or a long-lasting relationship. In my eyes, I can see that a lot of people are looking for hookups and they're looking for sex related things. And no, there's not anything wrong with looking for sex or a hookup, but it makes it harder for guys like me who are actually looking for a relationship with substance, because like, yeah, sex is great or whatever, but when you don't have that emotional connection, you don't have that emotional like intimacy, it's not really that fun. And I'm speaking based off of personal experience. I can't do that for me. I know that for my personal lifestyle that wouldn't work for me, and I'm just saying that, like, from what I can see, it is harder to date because a lot of people come up to me and they expect to have sex with me, or they immediately start off the sentence with, are you a top or a bottom? And that's a huge issue, because if you're trying to get to know me, you should get to know me for who I am, not what my sexual position is. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a huge issue because people are dating clearly based off of sexual preferences and sexual positions, and like because they want sexual things. And I feel like people aren't really focused on things like personality or sense of humor, or like, you know, just your core values and who you are as a person. And I feel like that's a huge issue, because are we really dating this person because we like them, or are we dating them because they're a top? You tell me, because I feel like, I know that in most cases, from what I can see, most people go into relationships or like they go into a dating website and they're looking for top specifically, or they're looking for bottom specifically, instead of looking at that person for who they are. Because if you love someone, none of that should really matter, to be honest, because you could work something out if you really had an issue with the top or bottom thing. But it's very evident to see like how long that relationship would last, or how long how the relationship dynamic would work if that is your main focus, if they're a top or a bottom. If that's your main focus going into a relationship, sorry, but that ain't gonna work. And I feel like the thing that adds another layer to it is the fact that it's so convenient for us. Like, we have dating apps now, like Grindr. Grindr is not a dating app, but y'all know what happens down there, bitch. And then we have Tinder and like all those other apps where people, you know, do the nasty or whatever. And I feel like it's very convenient, and I feel like people go into situationships or relationships or whatever, and they immediately expect this out of the person. They immediately expect sex, or they immediately expect whatever, because it's so convenient for them, because they already have it at their fingertips. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just go to this person, expect this for them ASAP. Like, as soon as we meet, we're gonna whatever, or we're gonna, you know, whatever. And that is a huge issue, bitch. Alright, so the second thing that I'm gonna be talking about is unrealistic body/beauty expectations. Alright, if we're gonna be real, obviously everyone has their own definition of beauty and they have their own definition of what they find attractive, but there are people who take it to the extreme and they will only talk to people that have abs. They will only talk to people that have, you know, a beard, or they will only talk to people that have certain characteristics. And I feel like that can be an issue, because you're not giving other people the time of the day. You're not giving people the chance to show you their love for you, or show you just something that you haven't experienced before, because you're so set on this specific idea of what beauty is to you. And I feel like for the most part, from what I can see in terms of body standards in the gay community, is that a lot of people only look for guys that have abs. They're only looking for people that have the short haircuts, no facial hair, whatever it is. Even if you look at advertisements for gay clubs or whatever, it's the same body type, it's the same look. And I feel like another thing that adds another pressure is social media, because we all look at the specific type of men and we all compare ourselves to them. I remember I was dating someone and this person constantly told me, oh, I want to look like this, I want to look like blah blah blah. And it's just like, why? You're perfect just the way you are, but you're over here obsessing over this physical body type, and you're not even seeing your own worth, you're not even seeing your own beauty. And then social media adds another layer to it, because we have people like on gay Twitter, and if you don't know what gay Twitter is, it's like a subdivision of Twitter, I guess. Like, they have black Twitter, gay Twitter, stan Twitter, shut the fuck up. Anyways, there are subdivisions on Twitter, and on gay Twitter, all the popular ones, all the people who are popping and get the most attention, get the most likes, get the most retweets, they're all the same type of people. All muscly, all white. That's not shade, bitch. That's not shade at all, but I'm just call it how it is. Most of them are white, muscly, and they all look the same. And I feel like that is an issue, because we're not getting other people the time of the day. We're not giving other people, like, we're not even giving people a chance just based off how we look. That is so shallow, and that is disgusting. And if you're like that, you gotta reevaluate what your type is and what exactly are you looking for in a relationship. Because if you're going to a relationship and the first thing you think of is, oh, I'm only gonna go to this person because they're conventionally attractive based on what the standards of society say, then what the fuck are you doing, bitch? Because I know that if I'm dating someone, yeah, obviously I'll look at their looks for a second, but I wanna know what your intentions are. I wanna know what your personality is like, your sense of humor. If you ain't got nothing to you, bitch, none of your looks mean shit to me, bitch. And for me personally, I was affected by the beauty standards growing up because I felt as though I had to look a certain way, and I did not like my skin color, I did not like my weight, and as a result, I developed an eating disorder where I starved myself, literally, and it was just a whole mess, and I didn't like literally anything about me, and it took a while for me to gain that self-love and that self-respect for myself. But what I will say is that I know a lot of people that go through the same thing, a lot of young teenagers that go through the same thing where they don't like how they look because of what they see on TV. Even if you look at gay TV shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, and they have like the pit stop people, they're literally muscled men. They don't show anything else. They don't show a normal looking guy. They don't show a guy that has like a little bit of chubbiness or whatever it is. They don't show any of that. They don't show the spectrum at all. They only show one type of specific men, and that is an issue. Now the third thing that I'm going to be talking about are the closet cases, aka DL men. And so if you don't know what a DL guy is, it is basically someone who is on the down low. They're trying to keep their sexuality a secret, and they don't really tell people often, and when they do, it's most likely when they're in a romantic or a sexual relationship with that person. For the most part, their sexuality is a secret and they choose to not tell anyone. Now don't get me wrong, there's no issue with people still being in the closet. The thing is, when a DL guy tries to approach a person that's already out, or approach someone and try to pursue a relationship with someone that is already out, that can create a lot of complications. For example, the person who's on the down low may not be comfortable showing signs of affection in public, whether that's holding hands or kissing or hugging, whatever it is, they may not be comfortable with that. Also, if you're the person that's already out and you want to have a relationship that's like, that has substance, and you want to have a relationship where you can grow and meet each other's families and do whatever, that's going to be hard because obviously if this person's not out to their family, they're not going to want you around their family. You know what I mean? So if you want to pursue something that's greater than just meeting up on the down low with someone, it's probably not a best idea for you to date someone who's on the DL, because if you do decide to date someone who's on the down low, you're gonna have to hide certain parts of your life, whether you want to do that or not. And I feel like for me personally, since I don't want to do that, like it would create a huge issue for me, because I didn't spend all these years in the closet working on myself, gaining the confidence to actually come out, to go back into having a secret. Like, that's just not something that I want to deal with, and I know that for a lot of gay men, that's something that they also don't want to deal with. So avoid this whole issue. I would suggest not dating someone who is DL, and if you are DL, find someone who is also DL to date, because you can't bring another person into your mess and expect everything to be okay and everything to just smooth perfectly and fine. Like, that is not gonna work out. And I feel like yeah, there have been some cases where a DL man has approached someone who is already out, and the person who was out helped that person come out, but sometimes that isn't your responsibility. For the person who's already out, that isn't your responsibility to help them and show them how to come out and whatever. And I know how that can sound a bit selfish, but I feel like you do have to protect your own state of mind, and you have to protect your own state of peace, because when you do get into a relationship with someone like that, you have to put all your energy and all your love into that person to help them realize that yeah, you can live a positive and a happy life outside of coming out. But that takes a whole toll on you, because you don't realize that in an effort to helping this person, you begin losing yourself, because you're not gonna get anything back. You're putting everything into them, and bro, it's just a lot. It's emotionally draining, it's a lot, and it's a lot to deal with. And once again, I did not spend all this time in the closet working on myself, finding the confidence to come out, just for you to keep me a secret, just for you to keep this love a secret, just for you to hide my expression of my love. I'm not gonna deal with that. That is not something that I want to deal with. Whatever you want to deal with that, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you, but bitch, that's a lot of work. Alright, so the fourth thing that I'm going to talk about is insecurities and a lack of self-love. Now yes, obviously straight people could also go through this, but I'm going to talk about the gay specific areas. For example, a lack of confidence in themselves and insecurities in how they look and how they act or whatever it is. So this goes back to the whole beauty standards thing, and how people can feel insecure in how they look because of how they feel they're expected to look based off of society or based off of social media. And then going back to my whole situation where I talked about the person I was with not loving themselves and they didn't like how they looked and they constantly complained. That is something that is a huge issue, because it's not my responsibility to show you your worth. It's not my responsibility to show you your beauty. And if you're going to a relationship, it's important to know yourself and to love yourself, because it's going to take a huge emotional toll not only on you but on your partner and the relationship. And that is going to be a huge issue for you in the future if you don't work those things out within yourself. Another example would be a lack of confidence in their sexuality. I know that for a lot of people, as soon as they come out, it could be a huge adjustment period where they have to adjust to, like, you know, being comfortable in public with their partner, or doing all these things. And going back to the whole DL situation, these people lack the comfortability in their sexuality and they lack the confidence in their sexuality, so therefore they feel the need to hide certain things from certain people, and that can be a huge thing that affects your relationship. Because I know that for me personally, and a lot of people, they want to be able to express their love in public. They want to be able to hold hands or kiss or hug or whatever, and if you're dating someone who's not confident in who they are and their sexuality, that's gonna be a huge problem because you're not going to be able to experience these things with that person. And to sum things up about this point specifically is that you can't expect someone to love you if you can't love yourself. I'm gonna quickly talk about my personal experience with this. So I was in a relationship with someone who did not love themselves, and it was very evident, and because of that, they weren't able to love me properly in the way that I needed to be loved. I felt as though I was neglected, and I felt like I was disrespected, and I wasn't loved properly in my own terms, and because of that, it affected our relationship and we ended up breaking up. Now the whole issue was that I saw that this person was dealing with something. I saw that they didn't love themselves, and in an effort to help them heal, and in an effort to help them see their own beauty, I ended up losing myself because I put all my love and all my energy into this person, and that is wrong. Because once again, you can't love someone unless you know how to love yourself, and this person did not know how to love themselves, so they didn't know how to love me. And when I was doing all that, I gave all this person my energy and I got nothing in return, and that is a huge issue because in that whole process, I ended up losing myself. And when I lost myself, bitch, everything went downhill, bitch. Like everything was completely ruined because I didn't know what I could do to help the relationship thrive, because I wasn't complete anymore. He wasn't complete and no longer was I, and everything just went to shit, bitch. And so basically the point that I'm trying to make is that if you find yourself in a situation where your partner does not love themselves completely or they're not content in who they are, give them some space, because you have to remember that this is not your journey to go on, this is not your path to go on, this is theirs. They have to go on their own road to self-discovery and self-love and see their own self-worth and see their own self-beauty. This is something that they have to go through, and if you have to distance yourself from them, do so, because that's something that I would recommend at this point. Because I remember when I was in a situation like this, it hurt me so much because I felt helpless. I knew that there was nothing that I could do to help this person, and despite all that, I still stayed, and I ended up getting hurt even more. So what I would recommend is that if it's in the beginning stages of that dating situation or that relationship, unfortunately, I would recommend leaving. If you can work it out, do so, but if you feel like there's no hope or whatever, leave, because you're gonna end up getting hurt. And I know exactly what that's like, and it hurts so much because you feel so helpless, and you know that there's nothing that you can do to help this person. And last but not least, the last thing that I'm going to be talking about is this whole masc versus femme thing. Now I feel like it's very evident that in the gay community there is a huge divide between masculine men and feminine men, where feminine men only want masculine men, and then masculine men only want masculine men, and no one really wants the feminine men, and the ones who do want the feminine men sometimes fetishize them, or like that. Girl, it's a whole mess, like it's a whole thing, and it's just so weird. Like, why can't we just like people for who they are? And I know that for me, I try to become someone that I would potentially date. For example, I feel like I carry both masculine and feminine qualities to me, and that is also something that I look for in another person. I know that there are some feminine guys that only look for masculine men, these straight looking men, these men that act, you know, super macho and whatever, and to me, I just feel like that can come across very problematic and hypocritical, because how can you expect someone to be something for you that you are not for yourself? Meaning, how can you expect this person to be super masculine and super straight acting when you are not that yourself? And that is why I think the way I think. I'm not gonna look for something in someone that I already don't have in myself. I'm not gonna expect you to be super masculine when I'm not super masculine. I'm also not gonna look for you to be super feminine when I'm not super feminine. You know what I mean? So that is kind of my whole thinking behind it. But with that being said, I feel like a lot of people have insecurities that stem from this whole issue, because there are men that feel limited in what they can and can't do. For example, they think that they can't wear nail polish, or they can't wear makeup, or they can't do feminine things, they can't wear a dress, or listen to girly songs, or whatever the hell it is. It's all stupid. And I know that for me personally, I felt that way sometimes. Like, I feel insecure sometimes because I do wear makeup online. I do it for fun. I don't wear it outside of my day-to-day life, but I do it on the internet just because I think it's funny, I think it's fun. But what I was basically saying is that I do get insecure sometimes, because there are times where I'm like, oh, what if this person doesn't find me attractive because I wear makeup on the internet, or this person doesn't think I'm masculine enough, or whatever. And I feel like I have to constantly prove myself, and I always go back and forth, and it's always this constant struggle that I go through. I mean, I know for me, I learned to gain my confidence in that department, and I've learned to like not care about what people think about me, but I know that there are a lot of men who still think that they're afraid that people are gonna think they're, you know, not pretty enough, not attractive enough, they're not gonna think that they're masculine enough, or they're not man enough. And And I feel like that's a huge issue. This is a huge issue because people are gonna stop being themselves. They're gonna stop doing the things that they like in order to impress a guy or in order to impress some people. And it's just stupid to me because at the end of the day, we're just gonna stop being ourselves just to impress other people. Like, what's the point of living a life that's like that? It's pointless to me. That's why I've gained my confidence in that, and like I try not to impress other people. I just think it's very stupid because we're telling the rest of society that they can't judge us, that they can't label us, that they can't put us in a box, yet here we are doing it to our own community. We're telling femme guys that we can't hang out with them or we can't date them or we're not attracted to them because of the way how they act or how they look or whatever it is. And I just think that's very hypocritical, and as a community, we need to do better. But anyways guys, that is the end of this rant. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree with my opinions or you disagree, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that is all I gotta say, bitch. Deuces.